So if you guys are curious how to get a modern bucket seat like this Corbeau I have here, the FX Pro 1, in a classic car like the 66 Mustang, this is the video for you. So at this point, we removed the original bucket seat that came in my 66 Mustang, and we need to install this Corbeau bucket seat that I purchased because I actually road raced my car and autocrossed my car, and I'm flying everywhere with this thing, and actually my back's hurting a lot too. I was gonna go with the Kirky originally, but due to padding, how comfortable it was, because I do plan to drive this to car shows, and I wanted something with some padding, so this was kind of the best option for me. And I got a good deal. I bought this on the used ads on Facebook, and I paid like 260 bucks for it. Here's the original seat, and then here's the bracket that I ordered from CJ Pony Parts. This is actually a Corbeau. So this is a bracket for a 65, 66 Mustang with sliders on it to fit in my car. I don't know if they're gonna be too high or too low. We're gonna figure that out, but I'm thinking it's gonna be a little too high, but we'll figure it out. And the FX Pro is side mounted and also bottom mounted. I don't wanna like bend it over because it might scratch it, but you can mount it from the bottom, which we're going to do. And I think if this doesn't work out how we want it, we can side mount it and get it a little lower. So to get this going, you're gonna have to set up your own hardware because it does not come with any hardware. The Corbeau bolts that go from the bottom to this slider does come with your seat, so make sure when you buy a used one it comes with it, and when you get yours out of the box it has one. But the bracket, this flat part right here, because it's a two-piece, it's a bracket for whatever car you have, and then it's just generic sliders that's for the same car, for the same seat, anything. You're gonna have to modify your own brackets. In the thing it says to use your original stuff. One, I don't want to use the original bolts due to that they're old and rusty, and one, you can't not remove them from your slider. Making our own setup here from random bolts that I've had purchased in the past, so we'll get to that now. All right, so here's the seat flipped over so you can see the bottom brackets. This in particular, like I said, can be mounted on the side or on the bottom. For the application where we bought this bracket, is going to be mounted on the bottom. And then here's the serial number if you guys want it. It is D266 Ford Mustang from 65 to 70. You're going to have Allens on your setup here. You're going to take these Allens out. And what I recommend too is to put some thread lock on these, because when I removed the old bracket, because I bought this, the guy had it on a 3 Series BMW. I'm not 100% sure, but it was coming loose, so we want to make sure it's all nice and tight. So let me get this off, and then we'll get the bracket on here. So from looking at it, we're going to use this hole here and this one that's slotted. So we'll mount the first one first. Move this guy out of the way. That was a good little bracket, right? I always go backwards until it pops, so I don't cross thread anything. Put this for the bracket as well. Move this guy. Put this back in. So I think it's gonna have to go forward like that. Pop it off. Try to go forward like that too. And then I'm gonna slide the slider forward so I can see what my next one needs to be at. And that one's a set screw, so you can't really adjust that one. So that's gonna be the one that's gonna kind of lock us in where we need to be. I don't want to torque it too hard to snap it. Alright, so we'll get in the car and then we'll start lining up these other holes. I don't know if it's going to fit, but we'll try. See how the bolt goes in. It lines up pretty good. This kind of just shoots down. I just don't know if it's long enough. But let me try to get those bolted down from the bottom, and then we'll get the other two in the back. Alright guys, so the seat is installed in the Mustang. I want to show it to you guys. I didn't show you how I bolted down, but I'll explain it in a bit. And it's there and bolted down. Doesn't look too bad. Looks a little out of place, but kind of cool in its own way. Kind of excited about it. And then I have my vintage seat belts from they're like Shelby replicas from the GT350 competition model and street cars. And I have the biggest steering wheel. I'm getting a new steering wheel, which is going to be a little smaller than that, but I wanted to have that so I could hop in and out of the car. It does recline back and forth. Let me show you. Not recline, but it slides back and forth. Hopefully you guys can see in the middle. very smoothly. It has different positions, so works really good in that sense. To hop in it though, it is a different story. And I know I wanted to see in other videos that they wouldn't really show how it bolts up, but you can see how it's bolted up there, how it's bolted up there, and how it's bolted up here. So, and then here's the actual mounting slider deal. I think when I race, I'm going to remove these bottom ones so that sit more flush. You can remove this stuff here, like so, and it gives you more side bolster, which will be better for the track. But when I'm daily driving, one thing I don't like about it, and I know this is a complaint for most of these seats, and I think this is going to be a learning curve, to be honest with you, is I feel like I sit a little high. I'm not gonna lie. I'm at a little bit of a weird angle, but I think I'll get used to it. So let me set it up on a tripod so you can see how to get in and out of this thing. It kind of sucks. All right, so I have a bad back. This is kind of a pain in the butt to get in here, and it does hurt a little bit. Make sure it's all the way slid back. And the way I jump in there, it's really weird. I stick my body in first, put my hand like so, kind of come in and pop in, and I'm in. I'll show you angle from the inside. And then to get out of it, I gotta kick one leg out, kick the next one out, come out this way. Man, it sucks. It's stress on my back. Alright, so I'm gonna show you how I get in. Put a hand here on the drive shaft tunnel, stick one leg in, sit on it, and then readjust, and we're in. But I do feel a little high. If I slouch a little bit, I kind of drop a little bit, which is a little more comfortable. But this seat does hold me in, and I have enough clearance for the helmet. At least I think. I returned my helmet, so I don't know. But you could always slouch more. Like right here, I'm comfortable. I'm leaning back. I'm driving. I probably want to be a little closer to the steering wheel. Probably right there. And then I have another steering wheel coming that's a little smaller than this one, so we should be pretty good. And then, yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'll show you how I get out. So I gotta slide this back, lock it, push this out, put my hand here on the tunnel, and pop out this way, like that. And I want to show you guys one more setup, is removing these pads. You can definitely rock it like that. I recommend you remove both of them, because if you just keep one or the other, it feels really unorthodox. And that drops you about 2 inches, which is like the perfect height that I would like. So I'm thinking I might take this to an upholstery shop and have them cut this like an inch right down the middle. And I think I'll be at the perfect height. So let me jump in there again so you can see the different ride height, and I'll do a different angle. Alright, so right now we remove the cushions. We remove these cushions out of the seat, so it drops you, at least when you're at the racetrack, about 1 inch or 2. And this will help you not only stay in your seat better, but it gives you a better ride height to the car. So now I'm sitting here, get in place. Now I feel like it's a better ride height than I was earlier, but it's not as comfortable as the other one was. And then I feel like I'm kind of fighting to not slide forward. Maybe with the seat belt, it'll hold me in better. But the ride height is like just 1 inch too low, I think. I think if we cut that cushion in half, I think it'd be perfect. So we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think. And this is a good ride. It holds me. And I'm a pretty big guy. I'm a 5'6", and I weigh about 245 pounds. So big dude. I think if you're probably 30 pounds lighter, you'll still fit okay in this. Any lower than that, I think once you start getting to like under 200 pounds, this seat's gonna be way too big for you. I feel like. But yeah, so let me hop out. Now like this, it's a lot harder to hop out. But same technique. Get you out. Ow. Alright. So if you guys are curious how I bolted it down to my car, like I said before, this is for off-road only. This is not for the street use because you have the danger of getting hurt because this is not, that seat is not certified, I don't think by any sanctions. So be very careful. This is only for off-road, not for using on public roads. The way I bolted this down, as you can see here, are the original slider for the 66 Mustang. And this bolt's not that thick, so I literally just bought a bolt about this size at Home Depot, put it in with the washer on one side, and then these are the original nut and washer that holds the seat down. I reused these, and I was able to tie it down, and it looks something like that. So that's how I did it, if you guys were wondering. And that pretty much wraps up this video. So if you guys have any questions, please leave comments down below. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.